The village of Ogedebokun, hidden deep in the Sagambo area of Denin City, was once a land of peace. The people lived in harmony, guided by the wisdom of their elders and the protection of the gods. But fate is cruel, and the gods do not always listen. In this village lived a man named Ogedebokun, a humble farmer known for his wisdom and kindness. He was a father of four, a man who believed that hard work and honesty were the pillars of life. But destiny had a darker path waiting for him. One fateful evening, the village square echoed with a scream so haunting that it sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest warriors. Osazuwa, the second son of Ogedebokun, had been murdered. His body was found near the river, his blood staining the sacred waters that once blessed the land. The whispers began immediately. Some said he had crossed powerful men in the community. Others spoke of jealousy, of old grudges now settled with blood, but no one dared to say the names of the killers aloud. Ogedebokun was never the same again. His once strong frame withered, his eyes, once filled with wisdom, darkened with sorrow. Every day he walked to the river, staring at the spot where his son's body had been found, whispering words no one could hear. The killers walked free, justice never came. And so one evening, as he toiled on his farm under the weight of grief, his body gave in. The villagers found him the next morning, collapsed beneath the tree where he once told his children stories. He had died with his eyes open, staring at the heavens, as if waiting for an answer. They buried him beside Osazuwa, father and son, bound by sorrow, now resting in silence. The eldest son, Omorui, did not weep for long. On the third night after his father's burial, he walked into the deep forest, where the shrine of Uhe stood, a place only the most desperate souls dared to enter. He knelt before the altar of the forgotten gods, his hands trembling, his voice shaking. "O mighty ones, hear me. Let the blood of my father and brother not be in vain. Let their killers know the taste of fear. Let justice rise from the ground and swallow them whole." The wind howled, the ground trembled, the trees whispered secrets long buried, and the spirits answered. That night, a storm unlike any before struck Ogedebokun. The sky cracked open with thunder, and the river swelled with blackened water. By morning, the first body was found. One of the men suspected of Osazuwa's murder lay lifeless in his hut, his face twisted in terror, his hands clawing at his own throat. The village shuddered. Some said it was justice, others whispered of a curse unleashed. Then came the second body, the third, the fourth. Each one found with the same look of unspeakable horror frozen on their faces. Fear spread like wildfire. Ogedebokun became a land of whispers and shadows. People fled, some turned to their gods, offering sacrifices of goats and yams, begging for mercy. But the deaths did not stop. One night, a young boy, Ekpomwin, was found dead by the riverbank, his tiny hands still clutching a broken calabash. He had no part in Osazuwa's murder, and yet the spirits had claimed him. That was when the village elders knew the gods had gone too far. The Ohenokuo, the high priest, called for a gathering. The spirits were summoned, the spirits have come, but their hunger has grown beyond justice. Now they seek more than blood, they seek a home. The people shuddered. A home? Spirits do not walk freely in this world unless they have a vessel. Omorui has given them a path, but now they will not leave until they have taken root among us. There was only one way to stop it. Omorui had to face the gods himself. At midnight, Omorui was taken to the shrine of Uhe, his hands bound with sacred palm fronds. The villagers gathered, their voices humming old chants, their feet drumming against the earth. A fire was lit, the smoke rose high, twisting into ghostly figures. "You called us son of Ogedebokun. You wanted justice, but justice is never clean. You opened the door, and now the door cannot be shut." Omorui felt the air grow heavy. He could hear Osazuwa's voice in the wind, calling his name. The high priest raised a white rooster and threw it into the flames. The bird screamed, then silence. The spirits had spoken. A sacrifice must be made. But whose? The gods demanded a life to close the gates. If Omorui refused, Ogedebokun would become a cursed land, forever haunted by restless spirits. The elders turned to Omorui. "You called them, and only you can send them back." For the first time, Omorui felt the weight of his actions. His father would have wanted peace. His brother would not have wanted innocent blood spilled. And so he made his decision. He took the sacred blade, sliced his palm, and let his blood fall upon the sacred ground. "I give myself." The wind screamed, the ground trembled, The fire roared higher. Silence. The spirits had accepted his offering. The storm ceased. The air grew light again. The village exhaled. But just as they believed it was over, a shadow moved in the darkness. A whisper floated through the air, sending chills through every soul present. It is not enough. The fire crackled violently. The trees rustled, though there was no wind. And then, in the flickering light, something stepped forward. Something that should not exist in this world. Omarui's breath caught in his throat. The elders gasped, and deep within the flames, a voice unlike any other spoke. The real debt has yet to be paid.